What is up, Parmaniacs? Stasis here. We are back in the world of EVE Online. I do want to thank all of you guys for watching the series on YouTube over the past week. Series is doing well. You guys seem to like it. Hoping to have a little bit more time to put into it, but last week or so has been rather crazy, and Maple had a rather nasty allergic reaction yesterday when we took her to the vet, so that was fun. It's never cool when your dog's face swells up like a giant swollen mess and then starts having trouble breathing. So thankfully it looks like she's okay now, but that triggered the panicked dad response, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on her. So thoughts and prayers for my little puppy. Poor thing. Sucks with animals too, because you can't, like, they're smart enough to know some things, but like not smart enough for you to be able to be like, hey baby, we're taking you to the hospital because you're about to fucking die from an allergic reaction, and I'm not leaving you here because I don't love you anymore. I'm leaving you here because I don't want you to die. Anyways, so where we left off last week, we are picking up. Basically, we sold a bunch of stuff. We're up to 21.4 million. I did spend a little bit of money this morning. Let's see, that'll be under transactions here. Not a lot, so 2 million, so we were up to like 23 million and change. But now I actually want to start working on something. I did put, I think it was, I'm not sure which one of the, Galente, Soldier of Fortune. I did start this last week because I wasn't sure what I wanted to spend my points on, but I do think the Comet is a good starting spot for us. I also really want to run support. Like, I really like support. So we may try and squeeze this in. I think actually I can fly this. Let's see, what are we missing here? This is just... Okay, I think we just had to pick up the training on it and that's it. Wow, we need hull upgrades 5 to fly this, probably for this bad boy. That's fine. It is what it is. All right. Do we have? Yeah, we don't have anything on that on this one. Oh, hull upgrades 4. So this will get us almost there. So yeah, we're gonna start with this one, and then I'll pick up the repping one as a backup, and it'll just depend on what fleets are going on. I need to kind of connect with some of these I almost said gal mill guys. See if we can't, get some, like, a good connection with, some of the more active fleets. The corp that I'm in seems really cool. I just don't have a whole lot of time right now to play with them, so that's on me, not on them. So we'll see where we end up. But let's go ahead and crack on this. So when you look at a fit, there's a lot of different ways to get fits. Let me share something with you real quick. Drag this over. All right. So let me turn the desktop monitor on. Primary, can y'all see it now? Turn Eve off. There we go. All right. So we want to do Caldari Navy hook bill. There we go. So let's say you wanted to fly this thing. We don't, but let's say you did. I probably should have done Fed Navy Comet, but for some reason I thought Caldari Navy hook bill. So one of the easiest ways to go through and find fits is come to zkillboard, zkillboard.com, search for the ship that you want, switch to losses. That'll show you the losses. So, because if you see kills, you're just going to see people kicking ass with the ship, but you won't see actually what it is. And then open like 3 or 4 of these. Now with these, we got to be careful because all of these, okay, so they're not in the same. Yeah, these two are in the same corp, so they might be the same fit. You want to make sure that it's not in the same battle. So, like, here's one in Cormonan. So, if we were looking at this, so we can see, okay, got a wrapper here, damage control. Ooh, double web. This is fucking gross. So, you can kind of look through what some of the other people... So, we've got 2 builds here that are running basically the same setup. And then this one is running a very similar setup to this one here. So it looks like we found 2 different setups. Anyways, you can go through the list like that. Let me switch it back over to Eve. Boom, boom. And you can export those fits. I guess I should show you how to do that too, huh? let me do that real quick. So like, let's say we wanted, like, this is the fit that I think is pretty sexy because it's got a rep on it and it's got double, wait, what the fuck? Never mind. I take it back. I take it back. So this is what you call, it's like a split tank because he's armor rep and shield rep at the same time. This seems crazy to me. It may not be crazy. If you fly Caldari shit, let me know. But this looks fucking nuts to me. Because it's basically mixing tanks. But I don't know. Maybe it's okay. So this one just embraces one tank. The thing you gotta be careful with here, though, is this is gonna be pretty squishy. Either way, you've got one tank, but you don't have the web. So, I mean, this might actually work. I mean, I would feel like you'd want to swap this out for like a ballistic control unit maybe in the bottom slot. It just seems weird to me. I don't know. Anyways, let's say we want to export this. You click on export, you do EFT, click on it, copy. Let me switch back over to Eve. There we go. We're back in. And then from here, you open up the fitting screen, click on here, click import from clipboard. And then you can do simulate. And so now we have our little setup here. And so you can see we've basically got all of this running here and it depletes in 3 seconds. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're not going to be running all this stuff at the same time. Specifically, like if we put this offline, wow, that doesn't help. Put that offline. There we go. Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah. So you'd have to be very careful with these two bad boys. But shouldn't be a problem. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about this fit. This fit seems kind of crazy to me. I am gonna save it though. Save as, and we're gonna go like WTF mate, and then let me know what you guys think. It's a min-mill fit. We'll see how that goes. All right. So shouldn't have closed that. Let's go back in. Let's go back to the frig crawl. Okay. So when you're looking at flying one of these things, you can see we have some issues here with skills. Now, you can see that this is going to be 1 month, 10 days. Now, that's not 100% accurate. And the reason I say that is because Omega clients train twice as fast. So this is 40 days, which means if I was Omega, it would only take 21 days, roughly. So we should still be able to use our 1,000,000 skill points that we still have over here to catch up to that. So what we're going to do... we don't want to buy Mimitar drone specialization for now because I just don't need the warrior. So we're going to go and cancel that. I like Hobbs. Gal Mill for life. All right. So no. So that's going to drop that. So we only need one more skill book. Okay. So be careful when you buy these. So like for instance, if I click buy and train, it's going to tell me, all right, that's going to be 13 million ISK and we will inject it into your brain. And you're like, okay, I mean, I guess I got to pay it. Or literally in the station that I'm in, you can get it for 3.7. So that's literally 4 times cheaper. So be careful with the auto inject. Like on my main, I don't give a fuck. You know, it's like 20 million. Ooh, I just, inject that shit and move on. But as a new player, you've got to be careful with this. You also want to be careful where you buy these from. So normally you kind of want to buy these from universities, right? Because usually that seems to be where they're seated and that's where they're cheaper. But you can look here because I literally went there to buy it. Well, I was buying other skills. And then when I got to this one, I was like, wait a minute, that's 10 mil and I can get it at Dottie for what the fuck? I don't know why it's like this. It's usually not like this. You're usually okay buying from the NPC colleges, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So we are going to go and buy this. And this is still 20% above average. What the fuck? Okay, buy it. All right, so it's bought. We're now down to 17 million, which is rough. We are going to go ahead and inject this bad boy. And we come back over here, and you can see now we aren't missing any skills. Let me rephrase. We don't have... Yeah, we're not missing any skills. We just have to train the skills that we already have. So we're missing drones 5, light drone 5. That's going to basically... Most of this is all drone skills, which... Galente are kind of known for. And then it wants weapon upgrades 4, small turrets 5. That's for the tier 2 light neutron guns. So we're going to go ahead and click this. Click add to queue. We're going to let that run for a sec. Okay, and we should be good. I click over here and you can see we're up to Yeah, I don't know why it's still... Oh, it's 10 hours left on Soldier of Fortune. But we're at 41 days down here. Now, what you can do is a couple things. So I can click plus here, and it's going to show me what all this is going to give me. And as you can see, it's going to take us all the way down. 100%. Now, you got to be careful, though, because as a new player, you want to make sure you're not fucking yourself here. Because you only get 1 million skill points. And you don't want to go down the... as I put it, the Dave Chappelle path of, go down to the corner, find a dude named Samson, and start plugging in skill injectors, and then you're scratching and, got track marks on your arms as you're shoving skill injectors into your face. So make sure that the ship that you're getting is something you're comfortable flying. And what do I mean by that? Well, what are we spending our points in here? Maybe we fly the Hookbill one time and then it's like, God, I fucking hate this ship. And now you're spec'd into it. Well, what are we flying here that would limit us? Okay, so the two things that we're going into are Galente drone specialization. That's going to give us light drones. So that's hobgoblins. Okay, hobgoblins are good at anything. You're going to use those all the way up to Vexers. So we're fine there. All right, what's the other thing? Small hybrid turrets. All right, so Tech 2 small guns. Well, you're going to use those on pretty much fucking everything, all the way up. Well, not all the way up. I mean, I think... Decies use Mead hybrids. No, are they small? Either way, the point is, any frigate I use that shoots things, I'm going to want these guns. Now, you might argue, well, what about rails? I mean, we can train rails literally because we have small hybrid turret 5. We can now train for that and just get the one tick. So we'll be fine. So, how much does this bad boy cost? Now, that's the problem right there. That's going to hurt because that's 25 million-esque. We've only got 17. So, let's go ahead and pull the trigger on this and watch this number disappear. Confirm. Boop, 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 boop. All right, and now we're good. And now we have nothing trained left. So, what we're going to do real quick, not corporate plans, we're going to go here. We're going to switch to gunnery. And then we're going to switch to my skills. All right. So we are going to go ahead and bump up small blaster spec to 3, which is as good as I can get. I am going to pick this up. We're going to do gunnery to 5, controlled bursts, motion prediction, rapid fire sharpshooter. Okay. So that basically, once that's done, it's going to almost cap us out. I guess we'll go ahead and pick up these two because why the fuck not? All right. So now when this finishes in a month, we will be capped out. Now, I don't plan on planning all of these right now. I am just setting them in my queue, okay? So this way, when I forget about this in a couple days, when, work gets busy, and this is one of the great things about Eve, as a new player, you get wife aggro, you got to go on vacation, you got to work all weekend, whatever awful thing life throws at you, you're not going to fall behind. You're still going to be training. Just make sure you throw this shit in there because, like I said, you don't have to train it right now. I've got this going right now, but that doesn't mean I have to train it. So let's switch over to Spaceship Command. All right. So I am going to want Galdari. Fucking hell, I'm dumb today. I'm going to want Galente Frigate 5. So we're going to move that up and we're going to place it right here. So that's going to give us Gal Frig 5, which is a good thing to have. Might as well pick up Spaceship Command right before that. Okay, so now we got Spaceship Command. There's a lot of other shit in here that we're going to want to get. I'm not really going into all of that, but there is power grid stuff that you're going to want. That's going to make fitting some of these things easier. Depending on what you do, you're going to want hull upgrades. You're going to want, repair systems, mechanics. All of this stuff is good, and you can slowly acquire some of these things over the next couple weeks. It's going to take a bit. So you just have to kind of realize you're not going to have everything right off the bat. So let's look at what we're at with this. We're at 184 DPS in a frigate. That's not bad. It is expensive, though. This is a very expensive ship for a newbie, all things considered. I'm just curious. What am I missing for this bad boy? So the thing I'm missing here is hull upgrades 5, which is going to absolutely kill me. But that, I think, is for... Let's see. What is that for? Hull upgrades 5. What is it that needs this? Will it show me what needs that? Is it the damage? I feel like it's the damage control. No, that's 4. There may be a way to see... It's not this, is it? No. What the fuck? Ah, there we go. All right, so multi-spectrum energized membrane 2. We're going to go ahead and unfit that. And then we're going to go to hardware. And we're going to go, if I can spell, multi-spec. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so let's look at these two things here. One sec. It's one of the things I strongly recommend you do when you first get in here. Where is it? Try to use existing window, if any. Yeah, no, I don't want that because there's a lot of times I want to look at two different things, like right now. So I have this one up and then I click this one. So now we have both of them up. So now we click description, actually it's attributes. Okay, so this is going to give us roughly 5% more resists. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up. Okay, so we can't fly the one on the left without training a 20-day skill, which we don't want. Well, okay, sorry, 19 days. Obviously, if we were Omega, it would be roughly 10 days, 9, 11, somewhere around there. All right, so let's go to variations. So with variations, you have a couple different options here. So compact multispectrum, this is going to give us 15% versus 13. That's not too shabby. That gets us halfway there. You could pick up one of these guys here and do that. That's going to get you literally the same thing. The problem with these is the prices. So if you're okay with 13, let's go look at what the 13 looks like. This is 299,000 ISK. Okay, well that's not too bad. Okay, I kind of like that. What's this one? That one's not bad either. 396,000. Okay, I can live with that. That's not too shabby. Not bad, not bad. So probably want to go with this one because it's at least halfway. Well, what if we want to go with... Well, we looked at that one. We're not going to look at that one because this one, it's a storyline mission, which means we'd have to go do storyline shit to do it. We don't want to do that. This one's even better. I wonder how much this one costs. All right, there's none here. Bad example. There we go. 49 million. Okay, that's more than the entire cost of the ship. Probably not worth it. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the compact one because the compact one price isn't terrible, and we're going to see if that will fit here. So if we do compact multi... What the f... Okay, I don't know what happened there. So we put this in, and it fits. So we're not bad. We're not bad. So let's see. Cat, this is a small, so we're going to need small cat boosters, which I can put in there. And then if we turn this off, wow, even with that off, it's still rough. What about putting you off? Putting you off. Okay, all right. So I can run one without the MWD permanently, which isn't bad. All right, let's turn these back on. Turn that back on. Okay. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. So with this ship, we would be able to fly everything once we hit remote armor rep systems 2-3. So I'm going to add that to queue. And then we're going to go ahead and look at the skill queue, which is back down here. So in 14 hours, we can get those. The nice thing, though, is we're going to use the last little bit of our points. Beautiful. So unallocated skill points at 86,000. We're going to put plus. And we don't want to burn them all like that because I might want something else. So what I'm going to do is pause. We're going to right click. We're going to click apply skill points. So 2,300, that's fine. Instantly. And then apply skill points. That's 13,000. It's not bad. Boom. Now we go, whoops. Don't forget to do this. You'll hate yourself. Okay, there we go. Now we go back here, and I can fly this. And the price on this is drastically cheaper than what the... Well, I mean, not drastically cheaper. It's cheaper than the other ship that we were looking at. And we just honestly need Just a little bit more money. So the problem that we run into with this ship is the other one. This bad boy here with without the drones. This bad boy here is capable of doing almost, I think it was like 250 DPS. So we can offensively plex with this guy. We won't be bad off. We can't do that with the Logi ship. The Logi ship's not going to work for us because we just literally can't fucking do it. What is the difference between these two, I wonder? Oh, it's that. Yeah, it's the literally they did the same thing. So we can fly the Atron though. Yeah, and this is the newbie Atron. Let's see what this looks like, because this one's only 2.3 million esque. That ain't shabby. Bloop, bloop, bloop. That's not bad. I think this will be it. So why do I want this over the other one? Well, the Logi ship is going to allow us to be an amazing asset for the most part in fleets. The problem that you run into with this Logi ship here is there's no cap transfer on it. So I'm only going to be good for about 60 seconds. Like I said, if I'm not running this, I get a minute 6. If I'm only running 2, we get 2 minutes. If I'm running 1, we're stable. So we'll have to be careful with this. Now, obviously, with the cap injector, that's going to help give you a little bit more time. And there's a pretty good chance that the fight's going to be over before we get to that point, right? Like at the frigate level, when you're roaming in frigates, the things are gonna, everybody's dealing like 200 DPS max. Everybody's got like maybe 5,000 hit points. I mean, fights are over in like 45 seconds. People are just getting blapped here and there. So this will probably hold up long enough. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to buy this. Now, there's 2 ways to go about this. You got to be careful, but we're going to open up multi-buy, and this is what Eve thinks this is roughly going to cost us, which is 2.3 million. We have 17 million right now. Now, keep in mind, I want to fly the Federation Navy Comet, but 25 million's kind of deep pockets for us. Now, I could fit it. What I would do is I'd go off, I'd run a Plex or 2, or I'd maybe sell some of my loyalty points that we have here, and we could probably squeeze into it. But why is that stupid? Leave in the comment section below why that would be dumb right now. I'll wait. All right. So the reason that's stupid is twofold. One, I've never flown that ship before, right? So some of these ships, especially the fast frigates, have a learning curve. There are ways to fly them well, and there are ways to fly them poorly. You got to learn, okay, I got to stay within this range, and I got to make sure that, this doesn't happen, and these 2 ships, when fit this way, will absolutely destroy me. I don't want to take those fights, et cetera, et cetera. So there's that skill setup. Number 2, I can afford to fly this Atron and die almost 10 times. Almost 10 times. I can buy 5 of these right now and not hurt my bottom line, still have enough room over for other ships, and it's a good thing for me. So, Eve, there is a very basic rule that you need to pound into your system. 2 basic rules. Rule 1, anything you undock with is going to die. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, or it might be instantaneously, but it's going to die. So look at it as a sunk cost, and your goal is to make 2.3 million ESK in this instance back as fast as possible. That way I offset that cost that I know is going to happen. So it's going to be 3 million. Now I could set a buy order for all of this stuff, which I've shown you guys how to do. It would definitely save me some money, especially like probably with this guy here, because it looks like boop boop. There we go. So we got one for, wait, what the fuck? Why am I buying? Oh, okay, yeah. So that just happens to be, yeah, I'm not gonna complain about less than 10,000 ESK. Literally, I will undock and fart and make more ESK than that. But you can see the difference between the buy order and the sell order. In a good market, it's possible that you could save money. I'm just gonna buy this. We're just gonna go with it. It's fine. So now we're down to 14 million ESK. We do, however, have a combat ship now. So clip here. I can ride with no handlebars. Did I already fit this ship and forget about it? No. That's the garbage one. Okay. So we're gonna assemble the ship. I forgot. That's the one that's fucked up. All right. So make active. Make sure you insure your ship. I could have saved a little bit of money and just refit the ship, which I'll do next time. All right. We're gonna rename the ship so people don't necessarily know it's us. Of course, I can ride with no handlebars. That's a song. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. All right. How many bullets do we got? We got 1,000. That's probably, how much does it take per? 80 times 3 is 240. That's 3 full cycles. That's probably good. And I'll probably be able to pick up some more up there. Optimal range is basically point blank range, and I'm stable, which means I can fly this the entire time. I'm a little squishy though, so I'm gonna have to be careful with it. Excuse me. So in the next video, we're going to try and offensively plex with this. We only have to make 2.4 million ISK to pay for the ship. And we're going to try and make some bang for that buck. I'm also going to try and get that Navitas rep ship out there if I can get, 1 or 2 of those. What I would recommend doing if you're an indie related person, and this is how I handle it on my main, I always buy 5 to 10 of the ships that I'm wanting to fly, and I move them to that area. Now, right now I'm an alpha clone, so that's tough. You're going to want to talk to your corp. You're going to want to talk to your friends. The corp that I'm in apparently has ships down there where we're going. I don't know if they'll have the ships that I need, but they set up, I think it's in Tantalin. We're going to head to Sorrento. I don't know who names these places, but they hate me. What the fuck? That far away? Are you... No. Hang on. Route. Do I have the... Trying to remember how to set it. There we go. Show route to space. No, I want to prefer shore. Okay, much fucking better. Jesus Christ. I was like, fucking hell. Where was I? Brain got lost. Anyways, you want to have several of these ships there. And again, that comes back to what I was trying to tell you guys earlier is anytime you undock in a ship, you need to expect or to kind of count it as it's gone. Right? Did I not? I forgot to put the ship together. I'm a professional, I promise, guys. I perform. Wow. I didn't sleep real well last night because of the doggo. So, when your dog almost dies, it tends to kind of fuck with you a little bit, and then I just didn't sleep well because like every 10 minutes I was checking her, make sure she was still breathing, moving, etc. Which is funny because she literally slept better last night than she has slept like probably since we got her, which is great, but I probably slept as bad as terribly as is humanly possible while still being unconscious. So, but yeah, keeping an eye on the little doggo, make sure she's good. It's horrifying when you give a dog medication and she has an anaphylactic shock response to it, because you're not sure what you gave her. Because like we took her to the vet, she got 2 shots, and then we took her got her a pup cup, and then we brought her home and tried to give her another piece of medicine, and somewhere in there something fucked her up. Okay, let me show you guys this. You click Itron, click here. Click fit ship. It's going to fit everything that we have. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. Do that. Now our ship's fit. Trick. Click this. That groups all weapons. And then there we go. Now we're good. All right. Much less stupid. And make sure you insure your ship. I'm pretty sure I already did. If it says 83 days or 90 days or whatever, you're good. All right. That's what I forgot to do. Sorry about that. Docking in a naked ship. Just run right into the war zone. Yay. But yeah, stop talking about my dog. Sorry. Back to where we are. I like to keep at least 5 ships on hand, and there's a reason why. Because in a war zone, you are frequently going to die. You're even if you play well, you're going to have problems, right? And those problems are going to inevitably lead to a death. There's going to be times where you do everything right. You scan the site, it's clear, you warp, and in warp, a fleet lands on you at 0. There's just nothing you can do about that. When that happens, you just eat it. And if you've got a ship already ready to go, it minimizes the pain process. Because you kind of have to callous over. Like, if you've never done PvP in Eve before, like on, I don't want to say on this level, but you're not used to losing ships. You know, you're attached to ships. A lot of people that play MMOs, you get attached to your character, to your equipment. You know, you're, oh man, I was world first in World of Warcraft. I got all this gear and shit, blah, blah, blah. You know, I work forever. Eve's not like that. Your gear is literally expendable. You know, and if you stop, it's kind of like the people, like the farmers who name their animals. You know, this is Susie, my cow. It's a lot harder to chop Susie's head off and then, you know, make ribeye steaks out of her. But if it's just cow, it's a little bit easier. So don't personify your ships, because the enemy's definitely not going to. You get used to losing them. You stop paying attention to them and use them as assets. And then at that point, it kind of becomes a game. It's like, all right, I spent $3 million for this ship. Can we make $3 million back? Boom, we made $3 million. Can we double it? Can we triple it? Can we quadruple it? You know, and then you just try to stay as positive as possible, and it helps out a lot. One other thing I did want to point out, I am using the tactical overlay here. It is a really nice setup, because with this, you know, you can kind of see the visual range here, especially if you zoom out here, you can kind of see, you know, the ship's over here. He's roughly 40 kilometers. It just gives you a higher level view visually. It may or may not work for you. The really nice thing about it is it shows you directionality. So like, for instance, right here, if we zoom in here in a sec, it's going to make me a liar. Okay. You'll see little arrows off the ships, and they'll point in different directions, and that's going to let you know where that ship is headed. So like, let's say you're fighting a ship and it's orbiting you, and you'll be able to see it's orbiting you because of the way the arrow points, and it's doing twice your speed, right? Well, he's orbiting you, and there's no way, like, see this little arrow here? You can see he's going that way, and this guy's going this way. This dude's going this way, so you can see who's closing in on you, who's going away, etc., etc. But anyways, let's say you got a dude that's orbiting you at like 10k, so he's orbiting you right around here, and you can see the arrows curving around, and he's at double your speed. Well, with double your speed, you're not going to be able to catch him. But if he's here doing 2,000 and you can do 1,000, and you kind of come out, oh, there's a way to do it. I forget how to, there we, yeah, so we go out in this direction, I think. Yeah, there it goes. So we go in this direction. While he comes around, now we're cutting him off. So it's a way to kind of cut it off, you know, because he may not be paying attention. She good? Okay. He may not be paying attention, and then you just halved his orbit, and it takes a little bit sometimes for the orbiting mechanics, which is why you want to do keep at range in certain situations. It can let you cut him off. Same thing, if you've got a guy at 10k, he's going this way, and you're trying to break his work scram, you can blow your MWD in this direction here, off in the other way, and a lot of times you can get slightly out of his range before he reacts, and then you can warp off. So just a little tips. I'm far from a good PvPer, so don't pay too much attention to me. One other thing I wanted to point out here that I forgot to show you guys is I have a shit ton of stuff in here that's unclaimed from air. You will definitely want to pay attention to this stuff, because when you claim it, it all drops down here into your, what do you call it? Your unclaimed items. And then you claim this in a station, and it'll give you all this stuff. Just make sure that it's where you want it to be. Because if it's not, you know, like if it's in a system maybe that doesn't have a market that you can sell easily or something along those lines, just be careful with it. All right, well, I am at my destination now. I'm going to claim all of that ISK, which I can probably show you here in just a second once we get here. And then I'm going to spend a little bit of time oplexing Sorrento. There is a fleet that the Galmo guys have talked about later on today that I may try and catch. If that's the case, I may show you guys some of that. I don't know. I've got to also play my Amar Mill people, so we'll see how it goes. Either way, hopefully you guys are excited about the series. If you'd like to try Faction Warfare out yourself, there is a link in the video description down below. That link will get you signed up. It gives you 1,000,000 skill points, which I just showed you guys how to spend today. You don't have to fly the ship that I picked. You're probably going to use the same skills though, because T2 guns, T2 drones, definitely good for Gal Mill. If you want to play with me actively, I'd recommend the Amar side. So join Task Force 641. If you want to play with me the few times a week that I'm over here on this tune, you're welcome to join me here, and I can get you that contact information. So whatever you feel best. Pyrostasis, TDK Trader, or Handlebar Landing Strip. Those are my 3 characters in that order. So just reach out to one of those and we'll get you squared away. As always, let me know if you have any comments, questions, or concerns in the comment section down below. Slap that like button if you like this video. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.